customers are. So right now, the egg pickers are walking through the barns. As you can see, there's bales placed throughout the barns, and this just attracts the birds to lay in there where the bedding's up so the eggs don't go on the concrete to help prevent any cracking of the eggs. But the guys will start walking the barns typically about 6 o'clock in the morning, and they'll just make a counterclockwise walk through the barns non-stop all the way until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, as you can see, it's slow and steady, trying not to scare the birds, make them run into areas where there's high numbers of eggs where they might crack them. But once the egg trays are full of 180, they'll take them back in the boot room, they'll record them, and then they'll grab a new set, and they'll continue on. As you'll see a little later in the video, typically first thing in the morning, someone will go through, they'll walk through the barns, check for bird health, plasens, making sure that there's water and feed. If there's any top dressing, they'll go and top dress the sides, hooches, any areas where the birds might lay eggs. And then typically by 9:30, the only person that's in the barn for the rest of the day until at the end to do evening check is the egg picker. So right here you can see we've got people going in with straw, and they're just bedding the sides of the barn where there might be concrete exposed to cover that up if the birds lay eggs there. And same thing with these people, it's slow and steady. We don't want to startle the birds and make them flush any area. We've got 2 barns that we house breeder hens in, just a little over 3,100 female hens in each barn that will start collecting at the beginning of January. And then they'll stay in these barns until the end of March, early April, when the weather is permitting, where we can move them outside to continue collecting eggs. But as you can see, everything's automated feed system, automated water. So now we're outside, and this is just going past all the breeder pens. You see the feeders, you see huts. The huts, it's roughly about 1 hut per 85 birds. Everything in the winter time under the huts is strawed with wheat straw, just to protect the eggs from freezing once they're laid. But everything is housed at 30 square foot. That's including the hens and the cocks together. And as things ramp up outside with the egg picking, we'll run 2 4-man crews, and typically they start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then they will finish picking at 7 o'clock at night. So normally On a flock of, we had just a little over 38,000 breeder hens. They'll get 6 to 7 picks. I mean, at our peak, we were looking at 35,000 plus 1,000 eggs a day. We're just driving around the pens. The breeder hens are placed on 2 different locations to breeder farm, and then also in 2 pens over at River Road Farm. You can see as it's going by the light poles, all the birds on the breeder farm are lit just to get them stimulated. Normally at the end of December, just to start ramping them up from 12 hours. They'll ramp them up until we get the natural required light. And we're finally coming around the last pen. So now we're in the egg wash. So as the eggs are being picked throughout the day, once they get done with the pen, they'll come up and they'll drop the eggs off for the egg washers to wash. All the flocks are color coordinated, so they know how they're to be placed in the baskets once they're washed, labeled, so the hatchery knows to guarantee that we're getting the correct birds and our customers are getting the birds that they paid for. So you can see he's loading the eggs 3 to 4 across, and they'll go through, they'll get pre-soaked if during the rainy season or something, if the eggs are sitting in the mud and they're dirty, just to try to wash it. And then it'll actually go into the egg wash machine where there's brushes inside, and it'll scrub it, spray it down, and then once it gets out, it'll get disinfected, and then it'll go through a air dryer. Now, as he's loading the eggs, he's going to look for any deformities, defects, any cracks, small eggs, anything that would be considered a cull, and he'll pull those out prior for them getting washing. Every hour, the machine is shut down, the water's drained, they'll scrub it, and then they'll start it all back up, refill it up with new soap, just to make sure that we're not contaminating the eggs down the road with dirty water. So now on the back end of the machine, as you can see, the eggs are coming out clean, and she's doing the final look through just to make sure that no bad eggs were missed, and if there is a crack or anything, then those are going to get pulled out. So they'll get trayed, and then they'll get put into a basket, and they'll go into the cooler, and at that point, then the hatchery will come grab what they need for their needs. So as they continue, or as they end each flock, the cull is separated, and that just kind of gives us an indication of where our cull is, if certain flocks are higher than the others. And you can see on the back wall all the different colored egg trays, and that's just the different flocks. You're just seeing a full basket of washed eggs ready to go into the cooler.